against the Tigers at first base, followed by Benameet, Kaihue, and then their bottom three, Betancourt, Meyer, and Lucas May. The scouting report on Max Scherzer is presented by Scott's Lawn Pro.
Kansas City Royals have gotten 31 hits in this series already, but Scherzer has the kind of stuff that he can overpower them with a power fastball, changeup, and also a very good slider. And it's been a career year for Scherzer as well. 11 wins, a career high, and with 2 strikeouts. He will get to 175, which will be a career high as well for Max.
And our first pitch of the ball game to Gerard Dyson is a ball. 1-0 on Dyson, who's off to a nice start. His first year in the big leagues, 8 for 18. He's had a nice series as well. The speedy center fielder leading it off.
Very important for Scherzer to keep him off the base paths.
1 ball, 1 strike on Gerard Dyson. And he looks at a strike to make it 1-2. It was 87 degrees at game time last night. Tonight it's 70 degrees. Much cooler, but still a very pleasant evening here at the ballpark. The 1-2 pitch is outside. 2-2 on Dyson. He'll be followed by Blanco and then Aviles. Dyson called up on September the 6th from their AAA team in Omaha. And that is fouled off, and it got the home plate umpire. Down goes Dale Scott to one knee. And Kevin Rand, the Tigers' head athletic trainer, will come running out of the dugout. So that foul tip eluded the catcher, and it caught the umpire. Scott went down to a knee immediately and is still there.
While we're waiting, let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by Beaumont Hospitals. You've got Rayburn, Jackson, Bren Bosch in the outfield. The infield, third to first, reads Inge, Peralta, Rhymes, Cabrera. And Alex Avila is behind the plate here today.
How about the season numbers on Max Scherzer? Since the All-Star break, they have really looked good.
29 starts, does not have a complete game, although he has the stuff to complete some games, and I think that will be the next step for Scherzer next year, is to get a couple of complete games. But he has 183 innings pitched, 173 strikeouts, and look at the bottom note there. The opponent's hitting .246 against Max.
Well, it appears that Dale Scott is ready to continue after taking a foul tip. He has caught his breath. We'll leave it at that. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gerard Dyson. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That sinks low and away. 3-2 now on Dyson. He has stolen 4 out of 5, so again trying to keep him off the bases. Speed is the name of his game. He was 3 for 4 in last night's game. And the 3-2 is a strike call. Got him looking. Dyson knew it.
It's a nice little swing back fastball there at 91 miles per hour at Scherzer. Look at the movement here. Dyson sees fastball inside. All of a sudden the rotation on the pitch, because of the way that it's delivered by Scherzer, allows it to catch the inner edge for strike 3, called by Dale Scott.
You cannot locate a pitch any better than that.
And it further validates the fact that if you've got a little movement into that hitting zone, you can miss some bats.
So Gregor Blanco, who had been leading off for the Royals prior to the arrival of Gerard Dyson, batting in the 2 slot tonight. 1 for 4 in the series, and he sends one high and deep to right center field. This ball is hit well. Bosch is going back, and it's off the wall. Blanco hits the bag at second. He will stop there. It's a 1-out 2-base hit.
As much as Blanco chokes up on the bat, that's about as far as he can hit a pitch. But one of the things that I talk about is the fact that most left-handed hitters, they like the ball down. He appeared to get a little two-seam fastball at the bottom of the strike zone, and he didn't miss it. And that is right down in left-handers' happy zone.
7th double of the year for Blanco. Early scoring chance for the Royals. We talk about the fact that Kansas City has put up a ton of hits already in this series. They had 16 in game 1, 15 hits last night. Mike Aviles batting in the 3 slot in this ballgame. He's had a nice stretch run, batting .309 for the year, and look at his numbers in this series: 5 for 11.
That will get you bumped up to the number 3 spot.
Breaking ball is in for a strike. 0-2. Top of the order has been lights out for the Royals in this series. Oh, 2 on Mike Aviles. Way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Aviles had Tommy John surgery last year, a surgery that is or has gained popularity among pitchers. But there have been position players to have that surgery. Aviles, one of the latest examples. In fact, he had it last June.
I noticed Aviles stands real close in that batter's box toward the pitcher. When a guy's doing 95 miles an hour, most guys would be all the way back on that back line, but Aviles is not one of those guys. And he is pretty much in the front of the batter's box, which makes that fastball get on top of you a little bit sooner. Guys that throw hard, you want to be back as deep as you can in that batter's box. That slows the fastball down.
2-2 on Aviles. The Royals in this series have been really good with runners in scoring position. 9 for 20 to be exact. Of course, the Tigers have been pretty good as well. 7 for 14. But an early scoring chance here for KC. Ned Yost, like Jim Leyland, using September to evaluate some young talent, where they fit into next year's plan. Runner goes to third, swing and a miss, throw down, and not in time. Aviles strikes out. Blanco steals third.
Will Rhymes was doing a pretty nice job at trying to keep Blanco close at second, and he goes from a standstill position. Take a look at him at the top of your screen. Most guys need to get some type of movement toward third base to ensure that you're going to steal that bag, but he went from a standstill position, and if you go when there's 2 outs, you better make it.
So here is Billy Butler trying to drive in a run with 2 away. Butler has hit safely in 7 straight games. And there you have it now, a career high 175 Max Scherzer strikeouts.
Already 11 wins this year for Max, which is a career high as well. He's only going to get better.
Butler bends out of the way.
After falling behind Billy Butler here, 2 balls and no strikes, even though Bettermans in the on-deck circle is hitting .319 and has been a real good performer with runners in scoring position, I wouldn't mess with Billy Butler, really. I let him trot right down to first base.
He has 4 hits in the series and 9 at-bats. Swing and a miss. Give him a breaking ball on 2-0.
It's a good pitch.
Butler has been hot, 14 for his last 27 at bats. See what he gets on 2-1. Threw him a fastball and located it pretty good. 2-2.
Away from his arm side at 93 miles an hour on the black. Like he's going to a changeup. Nope, fastball.
95. That one a tad outside. 3-2 on Butler.
What a nice luxury to have. And you can pitch at 89 to 91 and get some movement on your fastball. And when you want to reach back and get a little more, you can get up to 95 to 97 for Scherzer as well.
He got him with a breaking ball out of the strike zone. Butler slams down the bat, and the inning is over. tonight. Here is the Tigers starting lineup presented by Big Boy. Austin Jackson leading off in center field. Will Rhymes batting second. Johnny Damon, the DH. Cabrera is cleaning up, followed by Johnny Peralta. Ryan Rayburn is in left, and your bottom three tonight, Bosch, Inge, and Avila. Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Kyle Davies. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Davies is the nice number 3, number 4 starter going into 2011 for the Kansas City Royals. He's got a good cutter. He's got a really good curveball, also a changeup. For whatever reason, he saves his best for September. The last couple of years, he's a combined 9-2 with an earned run average just a shade over 2, but he does give up lots of walks, and he gives up lots of hits, which is a lethal combination.
And we'll see what he is able to do tonight against this Tigers offense. Jackson batting .298. Hitless in the series, 0 for 4.
To be exact, Kyle has given up 73 free passes this year.
3 in his last start. It's in the air to center. Dyson is over there, 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the rest of the defensive alignment put out there tonight by their manager, Ned Yost. Blanco's in left, Dyson in center, Mitch Meyer is in right, Betancourt, Aviles, Butler round out the infield, and they have not been playing real crisp baseball lately. 12 errors committed by the Royals defense in their last 12 games.
Here comes Will Rhymes. 44 games this year at the big league level, batting .295. He is homered in this series, which came on Friday night, a home run against Zach Greinke. First big league homer. Although Jim Leland said afterwards it was great, we're thrilled for him, but he can't live up in the air like that. He is hoping that he won't try and hit home runs every time out now, because his game is speed, putting the ball in play.
No money to be made for Will in the air, that is for sure.
0-2 on Rhymes. And Davies just missed it inside.
Davies will go anywhere from 92 to 95 with the fastball. He'll cut it, he'll sink it. Also a really nice curveball and a pretty good changeup as well.
Hit to the shortstop on 1 hop. Betancourt gloves it.
But I told you coming in, Davies had given up 195 hits, and you add the 73 walks, and that's a grand total of 268. That's a lot of base runners for just 165 innings. And he's pitching out of the stretch quite a bit this year.
Talking to some of the folks with the Royals before the game, and they were echoing some of the thoughts that you were talking about the last time we were in Kansas City. A guy with this kind of stuff, that it really is mystifying how he can give up so many hits and so many base on balls. That one goes foul down the right field line off the bat of Damon.
He is getting every opportunity to flip that script, though. I know Dayton Moore, their general manager, absolutely loves him. Ned Yost, their manager, sees him as being in their rotation next year as well.
One ball, 1 strike on Damon. Johnny 1 for 8 in the series. Swing and a miss.
There's that changeup. He's already shown us a really good fastball that's gotten up to 95. There's a plus breaking ball. Cut it.
Davies is out of Decatur, Georgia. He is 27 years of age. Product of that big program down there, the East Cobb program, which has produced so many big league players and professional players for that fact. Swing and a miss. Damon goes down, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. Davies has his first strikeout. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Comcast, call 1-800-COMCAST for TV, phone, and internet. And by the new Ultimate 50-50 raffle from the Michigan Lottery. The current jackpot is at least $661,000. Back to work we go as we head to the second inning now at Comerica Park in a scoreless game. Series finale between these two teams as they wrap up the season series as well. Tigers won the first game. Royals won last night. Wilson Betemeet cuts and misses.
Congratulations to the Minnesota Twins organization. They won their division title last night, and now they're trying to have the best record in the American League.
They've got a legitimate shot at that.
They do.
91 wins for the Twins coming into play today. And Minnesota won again. They beat Cleveland, so 92 victories. And there's a strike called. Scherzer starting to rack up those strikeouts again. That's number 4.
Max looks as sharp here so far tonight as he did his last start against the Chicago White Sox, where he only gave up 2 hits, I believe, and both were home runs, but he had 11 strikeouts. Locating that fastball away from his arm side on the inner third of the plate at 95 miles an hour. That's a tough arm slot he already throws from. They're not getting a good look here so far at Max.
Kila Ka'aiahue is the designated hitter and batting in the 6th spot tonight. Kila 2 out of 7 in the series.
Ooh, that's nasty.
We've talked about Scherzer's method of pitching and his pace. He basically gets the baseball and throws the baseball. He will never turn his back to the hitter or leave the dirt on the mound. He likes to keep that pace going.
It's working for him.
And that's something his college pitching coach taught him. It certainly works for the defense, that's for sure. The 1-2. Fouled back out of play, but I guess not all guys can do that.
Well, some guys need to gather their thoughts. And some guys really just can't grab the ball and get back on that mound and throw the ball within 10 seconds. Some guys really need to think about what they're doing out there.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, off speed pitch, and down he goes. Another strikeout.
And he has got the real good fastball so far. He's got the real good slider and the changeup. He throws a couple of different ways. Now, this is the one that kind of acts just like a fork ball. This one goes straight down. This is strikeout changeup. He also has a little changeup that he just fades in there for a strike when he wants to get ahead. That replay courtesy of Lincoln Mercury.
Scherzer has fanned 5 of the first 6 batters he's faced. Yuniesky Betancourt, the hitter. This is shades of that start he made against Oakland after coming back from the minor leagues when he struck out 14 in 5 2/3 innings, which is still his strikeout high for his career. Betancourt takes outside, 2-1. He's batting .260. He's had a big series, 6 out of 10. 4 RBIs. Popped him up. Middle of the infield, the shortstop. Peralta, the grass. Inning over. A 1-2-3 inning for Max Scherzer. To the bottom of the second we go. go to the bottom of the second. Cabrera leads it off, and last night he hit a bomb here.
He got a changeup at the bottom of the strike zone for Bruce Chen in the fourth inning and hit it 420 feet from home plate. He is some kind of strong.
And Cabrera leads things off here in the bottom of the second. This is his 35th home run of the season. He's knocked in 120. Looking to finish up strong here and make a final push for that MVP award. That's hit deep into the corner. Meyer up against the wall, can't get it.
Here's some of the numbers that Cabrera has put up in the American League since joining the Tigers. There has been no one that has been better than him in several categories. Batting average at .313, which ranks fourth, but all the important numbers for a big physical guy like Cabby are tremendous.
Really impressive. He takes high, 2-1.
He's a smart hitter. Yes, he's blessed with great hand-eye coordination, tremendous wrist and bat speed, but he's a very smart hitter as well. He can set up an opposing pitcher.
3-1. Peralta, then Rayburn here in the second. High fly ball, right field. Meyer is under it. One gone. It's 4 in a row now, retired by Davies. By the way, this Sunday it's our first of 3 Red Wings preseason telecasts when they host the New York Rangers. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond bring you the game from Joe Louis Arena Sunday at 5 p.m. here on Fox Sports Detroit, Fox Sports Detroit HD. And also don't forget this Friday's Red Wings preseason game against the Chicago Blackhawks will be shown on our website, foxsportsdetroit.com, starting at 7.
On the website?
The website. The Red Wings hockey is back. That's flared into center field. Dyson, long run, and he makes a terrific play in center field.
He's got a lot of speed. He initially broke back on that ball and also got a real late break on it, but when you've got breakaway speed in the outfield, it allows you to make up for some mistakes when you don't get good breaks.
Here's Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn at .270. And what a year it has been. I guess more precisely what a second half it has been. Bouncing ball slowly towards short. Betancourt, and Davies has himself another 1-2-3 inning. 6 up, 6 down against him. To Toledo really turned things around for him this season.
When I went down to Toledo to make that start in the bullpen, that was the first thing I did, was to sit here and make sure that my arm never crossed the parallel of this body to make sure everything was on line. and so that it would stay on top of the ball. Once I made that fix, that's when all of a sudden my changeup came back, my slider started having depth on it again, my fastball had the life, and everything was pitching like last year.
That's a pretty articulate explanation.
Absolutely. Something else that it really allowed Max to do, because he throws from an arm slot that causes some violence in his delivery. I mean, he kind of pulls across his body very violently on occasion, but because he did make that correction while in the minor leagues, if you take a look at his head, once he delivers the baseball, he can look in at home plate. He's starting to read the opposing hitter's swings now. He's still real violent, but the last look, he's taking a look at the hitter to see if he's late on the fastball, if a guy's looking for a changeup. And sometimes that's invaluable for a pitcher because the catcher really can't look at that stuff. It's up to the pitcher to read those swings.
Mitch Meyer is leading it off here in the third. It'll be Meyer, May, and Dyson. 5 strikeouts for Scherzer so far. And he has just walked Meyer to lead off the third.
Let's take a look at the delivery that Scherzer is talking about here. I talked about a little bit of violence coming across his body, which causes a violent jerk. But his last look, once he gets his head down, he's going to be looking down at that hitter, which is very important for him because, as I said, he can read the swings that guys are getting against him.
Here's the number 9 hitter, Lucas May.
I know a couple of years ago when Verlander was having his issues in the very first month of the year, Rick Knapp, when the team got to Kansas City, he kind of talked to Verlander as well about kind of when you deliver that ball toward home plate, make sure you're looking at that hitter because the catcher can't see some of the things that you can see. And Verlander, as we know, has gone on to be one of the best pitchers in the American League.
Swing and a miss. Do you think in a small way as well it might help you field your position a little bit better?
Oh, for sure. If you get in a good balance point, then you get in that athletic position because you are a fielder after you deliver that ball. And there are so many balls that go right back up that middle. And if you can help yourself by fielding 1 or 2 of those, it might aid you in winning a game or 2.
Mitch Meyer down at first base. Couple of steals this year. Royals have had a couple of base runners. Blanco doubled, stole a base, did not score in the first, and now the leadoff walk here for Meyer. The 0-2.
This might be a good count for Meyer to attempt to steal a base if he's in a running mood. If you anticipate a breaking ball in the 1-2 count from Scherzer, because most of his pitches are off-speed pitches in this count. If you do get the off-speed pitch, it'll help you steal a bag.
Popped him up. First base side and foul ground. Cabrera is there. And 1 away. Time for a game break. We go back to the studio now, and here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. As I mentioned earlier, the Twins, congratulations to them for winning the Central. Here is Gerard Dyson. Strike 1 on Dyson, who fanned back in the first inning to start the game. Dyson missed the first half of this year in the minor leagues. He had a lat problem and an ankle problem. He really hadn't played a whole lot this year. Hit .272 at AAA. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Rhymes flips to second one. Look at that play. Got him a double play.
Whoa, that's nice.
That is as good a double play as you ever will see. And when we come back, we'll take another look at it.
You have a special base runner like Dyson who has tremendous speed. You have to do special things with your glove and your hand, and that's exactly what Rhymes and Peralta do here. Glove to the bare hand and a firm throw by Johnny.
Spectacular. And to get a speedy runner like Dyson, impressive. Here's Bosch to lead it off. Tigers in search of their first base runner of the night.
We'll even go slow it down for you. Look at Rhymes. I see you, boy.
Leading Peralta. Hard ground ball to second base. Aviles. Meanwhile, Kyle Davies has retired. 7 straight to start this one. Here comes Brandon Inge. Inge hitting .251. 11 home runs this season. Davies has struck out just 1. Everything else has been put in play. That's rolled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Davies, for whatever reason, and nobody's been able to figure it out, has had really good Septembers. The last 3 years, actually. And in fact, in the month of September, 10-6 with an ERA a shade over 3 since 07. Here are the numbers since 08 in September. Even better, 9-2 with a 2.33 ERA. 2-2.
Well, that's exactly what the Kansas City Royals are looking at when they evaluate Davies. They look at the fact that he finishes strong every year, and then there's hope going into the following season that he could continue that, but he really hasn't been able to do that. But if he ever does that, they've got themselves a really nice starting pitcher.
How about that pitch? Inge is out of there on strikes.
Some guys, when they throw their curveball, they will start the ball above the strike zone by design, knowing that the bite that they have on their particular pitches will land softly around the belt buckle, and that's exactly what Davies did there. He started it out of the zone, and he still got the depth to get a strike.
That's his second strikeout of the game. Here's Avila. Alex fouls it back out of play. No balls, 1 strikeout. Avila.
And Dyson in center field is playing Avila to the pull field. Huge hole in left center field should Avila be tardy on one of these Davies fastballs. Avila shows that he's a pull hitter, which is one of the reasons why they play him that way. He homered here, a couple days ago to left field, didn't he?
I was just about to say that. He has showed some power, though, the other way. 1-1 missing high, 2-1. Well, as we have seen him now perk up a little bit toward the end of this season, I think it's a good sign for next year, don't you?
I do. They're high on him for sure. They made him a very high round draft choice when they did take him out of Alabama. He's a catcher that hits left-handed. He's caught really well this year. And they're hoping that he could swing the bat like that a little bit better going into next year.
But Dyson runs down another one. 9 up, 9 down against Kyle Davies. He's been perfect through 3. Detroit area Volkswagen dealers. Visit DetroitVWDealers.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Full moon over the ballpark here tonight. And the Tigers and Royals wrapping up this series. Not a whole lot going on in this one. It's been dominated by Scherzer and Davies so far.
Well, Scherzer's pitching pretty much the way that he has pitched the entire second half. And we also put up a graphic that indicated that Davies, for whatever reason, pitches his best baseball in the month of September.
Gregor Blanco leads it off. Blanco, Aviles, and Butler here in the fourth.
It was going to take a really nice pitching performance tonight from Scherzer anyway to slow down this Kansas City Royals offense. They can hit.
And they have showed that in the first 2 games of the series. 31 hits combined, games 1 and 2.
Really all year. They get lots of hits. They just don't have that power threat.
And the Royals, with their big night last night, have now equaled Texas and Minnesota for the best batting average team-wise in the AL, 277.
Wow. Kevin Seitzer, their hitting coach, has done really nice work with his offense this year.
And the 1-2 off the plate, 2-2 on Blanco.
Here's Kevin.
He could hit in his playing days.
He could. Inside out swing, lots of hits up the middle. Lots of hits the opposite way as well.
Back up the middle. Peralta scoops it up. And Cabrera, backhand scoop to dig it out of the dirt.
Johnny picking and grinning. Talking about next year, Johnny wants to play shortstop next year. He's playing like a man that wants to man that position in 2011 for the Tigers. And how good has Cabrera gotten on these kinds of plays in the 3 years that we have now seen him play first base? He has made leaps and bounds at that position.
Here's Mike Aviles. Well, Jim Leyland said when Cabrera first joined the team, that's a strike, by the way, and Cabrera was playing third base, that he felt that he was the perfect candidate not only to play first base at this level, but to play it well. He had all the tools. Had size, had soft hands. He felt that he could develop into a really big-time first baseman, and the big guy has, actually.
He said it would be up to Cabrera. He could be as good as he wanted to be, but he was the one that would have to put in the work, and he has done that.
And Jim's point of reference on that whole thing was Albert Pujols in St. Louis. He made the transition to first base and did it in Gold Glove caliber. So Cabrera has really been the total package offensively and a very good defensive player as well. That's off the end of the bat to Will Rhymes. 2 gone. Scherzer continues to clip along. He'll bring up Billy Butler. Butler struck out against Max back in the first. They had a runner at third at the time, and he got him with a pitch out of the strike zone. That one is hit in the air high into right center. Bosch coming over, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. So Scherzer continues to mow him down. with Scherzer joining the club now. Who's the last Tiger duo to reach 175 or more strikeouts in a single season? We had the last Tiger duo before Scherzer and Verlander this year to each have at least 175 strikeouts in a year. That's a good question.
It is a good question here tonight.
We'll ponder that for a while and then bring you the answer. Austin Jackson leading it off. Tigers looking for a hit. 9 up, 9 down against Kyle Davies to start this one. Austin fly to center field back in the first, 0 for 1.
Well, they've got the perfect guy up there to get a hit. Austin has 171 hits this year.
Shoots that one to right, but it's slicing. He's been scoring a ton of runs. And as a matter of fact, only one player has scored more runs in the American League since the All-Star break. And that would be Alexi Ramirez of Chicago. The 2-1. Ground ball to short. Betancourt with a routine play, one gone.
Hey fans, be at Comerica Park this Saturday when the Tigers host the Minnesota Twins at 7:05. The first 10,000 fans receive a Tigers knit hat. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
One away now for Will Rhymes. Rhymes grounded to the shortstop in his first at bat. Will popped it up. Betancourt cruising under it. Did you say a little bit earlier about how much money you can make in the air?
None. Not for Will. They've been getting him to do a little bit of that lately, too. They've started to throw him fastballs up in the strike zone, and he has popped up quite a few balls lately, whereas earlier when he came up, he was hitting line drives and ground balls, which allows Will to utilize his speed.
Here's Johnny Damon. Damon struck out. That was back in the first. And he skies this one to center. Routine play for Dyson. Meanwhile, Davies just cruising along. He's retired the first 12 in a row in this game. .175 or more strikeouts in a season. Mickey Lolich and Joe Coleman back in 1974.
Had to go back a ways.
Yeah, a little bit. And Mickey had over 200 that year. There's the answer to your trivia question tonight. Wilson Betemit leads it off as we go to the top of the fifth here at Comerica Park. Only one hit between these two teams, and that was a Blanco double back in the first.
If Verlander and Scherzer both stay healthy next year and make all their starts, they both could strike out 200 batters or more.
Agreed. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball to third. Inge throws him out, one away. By the way, this game is available tonight in crystal clear, stunning high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast. And here you go.
Pretty nice combination. 11 wins for Max, 17 for JV. JV will get to 200 strikeouts in his next outing.
Kila Kaihue with one out. He struck out back in the second. Tried to check it, but he went around 1-1.
They're really trying to see if the power that Kila has demonstrated in the minor leagues will translate into big league power. Lots of minor league home runs, not a lot to prove down in the minor leagues. But they want to see that power up here because they need a power bat in their batting order.
Yeah, he blasted over 150 in the minor leagues. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Kila's father, Kala, played minor league baseball in his playing days, and his brother, Kala Jr., is currently playing professional baseball in the Oakland system. Kila right now at the big league level. The 2-2. Bouncing ball to second base. Will Rhymes has it. 2 up, 2 down. So Scherzer getting on a roll now. He's retired 7 straight. Here's Yuniesky Betancourt. This has been some kind of pitching performance on both ends so far tonight.
It's kind of reminiscent of the one that Scherzer had 5 days ago in Chicago when Edwin Jackson was brilliant against the Tigers until he caught a cramp in his left leg. Tigers went on to take control of that game, and they beat Jackson for the first time in his career. But they were both dominant that night.
Meanwhile, Scherzer hooking up with Kyle Davies tonight. Both of them dominant. 1-1 on Betancourt. Yuniesky popped up his first time up. He has 75 RBIs this year, a career high for KC.
Not many shortstops in the major leagues with better power numbers than Betancourt this year. Not many.
One and two. Fouled back out of play. Well, a guy at that position that has not got as many runs as he has this year and has as many homers, are you concerned about his on-base percentage, which is under 3?
I guess I would be a little bit concerned with it, and I would probably try to help him get a better on-base percentage, but I would hate to take away his aggressiveness. The 16 home runs and the 75 runs that he has driven in. You see his numbers a year ago today. Not a very good year for Betancourt. So it's a fine line between, trying to get an over-aggressive swinger like Betancourt to try to get a few more walks.
And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Betancourt has walked only 18 times this year as you look at the pitch speeds in this at-bat.
Couple change-ups in the 83-mile-per-hour range.
That is popped up foul. 2-2 on Yuniesky Betancourt. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. Another strikeout, 6 of them now for Max Scherzer. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, brought to you by your neighborhood Spartan store. For locations, check out TurtisSpartan.com. And by the Social Network in theaters October the 1st. Nice night for baseball here in the Motor City. Game time temp was 70 degrees, and we have had a game dominated by Scherzer and Davies. 0-0 is our score as the Tigers send Miguel Cabrera up there.
What a good pitch that is. First pitch breaking ball when you know a guy like Cabrera is looking for that fastball in the mid-90s.
1-1. Cabrera, Peralta, Rayburn. The first 12 Tigers have gone down in a row. 1-2. Davies' last start was not a particularly good one. Gave up 5 runs. He was in 5 innings of work. The 1-2. Line drive, gap, right center field, down, base hit. First Tigers hit of the night. It belongs to Cabrera.
I told you in his first at bat that he's much more than just a talented player. He's a very smart player as well. His first time up, Davies beat him with a fastball. He flew out to center field. So Cabrera has in his mind that Davies is going to try to do as much again. And he gets a fastball at the top of the strike zone that looked like it may have been a ball. And he hit the ball to right field like a left-handed pull hitter. Most right-handers don't climb the ladder that aggressively and hit high fastballs. That's our bell tire pitch by pitch.
There's Johnny Peralta. Each team now with 1 hit. Johnny fly to center field back in the second. One and one.
Whoa.
Those are awfully good numbers.
500 against Kyle.
Davies, originally property of the Atlanta Braves, and back in 2005 he was one of what they call the baby Braves. Back in 05 they had 18 rookies, did Atlanta that year, come up and help them out. 18 on their way to a division championship, and Davies was one of those rookies. Swing and a miss.
Well, if there's a guy that could handle that kind of youth, it's Bobby Cox. And Bobby Cox will be leaving the managerial seat this year, along with a lot of other really good managers over time are stepping down.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Peralta. And think about all those wins that are retiring this year. A lot of victories between some really great managers. Here's Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn is 0 for 1 with a bounce out. Breaking ball in for a strike.
Speaking of Bobby Cox, I was talking to Ned Yost a couple of weeks ago when we were in Kansas City, and I was asking him about Bobby Cox and the influence that Bobby Cox had on his career. Of course, Ned worked on the staff with Bobby Cox for a number of years before getting his first managerial gig in Milwaukee, and he said that he was always taught when you want to emulate somebody, you watch every move that they make, and then you try to be just like that person. He said he watched Bobby Cox for about 2 weeks, and he knew it was going to be impossible to be as good a manager as Bobby Cox has been.
Well, Bobby had that incredible run over in the National League. And it's awfully tough when you set the bar that high.
He said every facet of the game, Bobby Cox was just a top-notch pro, from the way that he handled the youngsters to the veterans to the media, his coaching staff, the fans. He said he learned a lot from Bobby Cox.
And the 0-2. Fouled straight back.
We're losing some good ones this year. Cito is stepping down. Piniella is already stepped down. Bobby Cox is stepping down. And what do you think Mr. Torrey's going to do?
I can't believe that he's stepping. I know he's stepping down from the Dodgers, but I think he'll be somewhere, don't you?
I think that by the way that he's been answering some questions, that he still wants to manage.
Line to left field, and it's going to drop and roll to the right of Blanco. Cabrera will hold at second base, and now the Tigers have runners at first and second.
Davies really hasn't made a lot of mistakes in this game. As a matter of fact, the base hit that Cabrera got against him was a ball that was up in the strike zone, but he makes a mistake right there. No balls and 2 strikes. He gives Rayburn a cookie right down the middle. Changeup.
He's going to bring up Bosch.
I'd like to see Brennan start to take some of those really aggressive swings that he was taking when he came to the big leagues. He has not been taking those same kinds of swings.
Like Allen, maybe? Driven to the gap. It's down. It goes all the way to the wall. This will get 1, maybe 2 in. Let's see. Rayburn will score behind Cabrera, and Bosch is driven in 2. A gapper to right center.
This is an aggressive swing by Brennan. He gets a first pitch little 2-seam fastball that's tailing away from him. He gets out in front of it, and they had him shaded in that way. But look at Dyson. He comes up and airmails the first cutoff man, which is Avila's, and that allows Rayburn to score.
Brennan Bosch safe at second base, safe and secure. New York life. Here's Inge. And he takes a strike, 0-1.
Rayburn got a pretty good break off of first base on that double in the gap by Bosch, but that's what they teach you as an outfield instructor. You hit that first cutoff man. If Dyson does that and hits Avila's, they may have had a play at home plate.
0-2.
Here's Rayburn. He gets a good break here. He knows the ball's going to fall. Cabby not so sure. But Rayburn's already at second base now. But you come up, you got to hit that cutoff man. If you hit the cutoff man, they at least attempt to throw that ball home.
2-run double for Bosch. 65 RBIs now for Brennan. That's rolled foul. 0-2 on Brandon Inge. Tigers came into this inning without a hit. 12 in a row were retired, and now they have 3 hits and 2 runs. Scherzer, meanwhile, enjoying a 2-run outburst here.
Do not know how the inning would have unfolded for Davies, but he does know that he made a mistake to Rayburn. That 0-2 changeup right down the middle.
Lucas May out there to talk with Davies now.
Hey fans, as soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. You'll hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game, show you all the highlights. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Check the swing outside.
Yeah, these are the innings where he has shown some vulnerability. Earned run average in innings 4 through 6. Well, it's over 6 for Kyle.
That'll get away. Advance the runner to third. He can't find it. May finally locates the baseball, but Bosch will hold it third.
And more than likely, Ned Yost will pull his infielders in here. It's a breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone. May gets down and tries to smother it, but the ball gets right between his legs. And he is going to bring his infield in, which will force the Tigers into making a decision whether they will come on contact.
Two-two pitch. 3-2. Leadoff single by Cabrera. One out single by Rayburn. Double by Bosch. Plated 2. Jackson and Bosch now rank 1 and 2 among AL rookies in extra base hits. Ground ball, base hit left field through the drawn in infield. An RBI for Brandon Inge. Bosch comes around to score 3-0. 66 RBIs for Brandon. So the wild pitch turns out to be a big play. And Jim Leyland taking an opportunity to have a chat with Bosch.
Still teaching. Still teaching.
Three-0 ball game. Still only one out. High fly ball. Foul ground. Right field line. Aviles, tough play. And that's the second out.
That was a tough play, but he made it look rather easy. But I guess that's what big league players do. That ball was hit a mile high, and he was the only one that was going to get there and catch it.
So with 2 gone, here comes Austin Jackson. Jackson's averaging .297. He's 0 for 2. One ball to no strikes. Tigers have 4 hits in this inning. They put up a 3 spot here in the 5th after being no hit through 4. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. 1-1. Quick throw and the runner back. Inge diving back in there.
If that ball is down toward the bag, that would have been a little closer play. So the fact that that throw was up and Billy Butler had to reach up for it and then try to reach down and tag Brandon allowed him to get that right hand back in safety. Ooh, good breaking ball. Wow. This guy's got good stuff, man. He's got some good stuff.
Look at this thing.
He's got good stuff.
One and 2 on Jackson. And he chased, it appeared. No, he held up. DJ Rayburn said that he did not go. 2-2 on Austin. Off day tomorrow for the ball club. Minnesota comes in for the weekend, and the Tigers hit the road next week, their final week of the regular season. And he got him. Strike 3 on the outside edge. Jackson not so sure, but the Tigers have a big inning, scoring 3.
This Sunday, Al Kaline will sign copies of his book titled 6 prior to the 105 game against the Minnesota Twins. Books are only $25 and only 300 will be signed. For more information, visit Tigers.com or call 313-471-2064.
Well, Max Scherzer has a 3-0 lead to work with now as we go to the 6th inning. What a pleasure it was to be visited last night by Al Kaline. Wave and a miss by Mitch Meyer. It'll be Meyer, May, and Dyson here in the 6th for KC. Scherzer has struck out 6 batters in this game. Almost hit him that time. 1-2 on Meyer. Here's a positive step forward for the Tigers. The Royals in game 1 scored 5 in the 5th. Last night they scored 4 in the 5th. Tonight, though, Scherzer has been too dominant for that to happen. As he pitches here in the 6th. That dips low and inside, 2-2. Max gunning for his 12th win of the year. Fouled away. And another foul back out of play. So Meyer battling here to start off the 6th inning. On deck is Lucas May. Fly ball, right field. Bosch under it. 1 out. Time for game break now. Back to the studio we go. Here's Mickey York. Thank you, Mickey. And Tampa, Rod, pretty much has to win this game tonight, don't they?
They do. They have not played real good baseball lately, and they have to somehow start playing a little bit better.
Lucas May, the batter.
Tampa has been one of those teams this year that really has had no problem going into other ballparks and winning games. They have an outstanding record on the road.
Wave and a miss. They are 11 over on the road.
Yep. No problem for them. I guess that style, pitching, defense, aggressive base running with some power in the middle.
Good combination. May is 0 for 1 with a pop-up. He was acquired from the Dodgers. Way outside.
This Tigers team and management, they're not tipping their hand very much to us as to what they're going to do in 2011, are they?
No, they are not.
That means, you know what? We get to speculate.
Yes, we do. And that's what we do the best. Who needs facts? There's strike 3 on May. 7 strikeouts for Scherzer.
A little breaking ball there that kind of backed up on him, but May still couldn't pull the trigger. And Scherzer has been, since May 30th, he has been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. The numbers validate that. Unbelievable, the turnaround for Max.
He's retired 10 straight now in this game.
Max quickly learned, coming from the Arizona Diamondbacks, that he couldn't simply overpower American League hitters. And he had to find the right mix, which meant the changeup and the breaking ball to go along with the explosiveness of that fastball up in the strike zone. And that allowed him to take that next step here in the AL.
Bouncing ball right side. Rhymes to his left, quick throw, and they just got him. Man, could Dyson win. 1, 2, 3 inning, 11 straight retired by Scherzer.
Now it's time for the Coors Light freeze cam, and we're going to take you back to the third. And what a double play started by Rhymes with the glove, the bare hand by Peralta, and they got the speedy center fielder Dyson on a double play to end the inning. What a play by the middle infielders of the Detroit Tigers here tonight. Coors Light freeze cam is always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
So the Tigers now will have Will Rhymes as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, up 3-0. It'll be Rhymes and then Damon and then Cabrera. Will tonight is 0 for 2. Pop up and a ground out. Kyle Davies trying to shake off that 3-run 5th inning after being perfect through 4. First pitch is high to Rhymes. Will has shown the ability to bunt, and because of that, Betemeet's in close to third base. 2-0. And now 3 balls and no strikes. Damon, then Cabrera. These are the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Detroit as we play in the bottom of the 6th. There's a strike called, 3-1. Popped him up again. Right side of the infield. Billy Butler calling. And foul ground, 1 away. Davies was cruising along through the first 4 innings, retiring 12 in a row, and then he threw 26 pitches in that 3-run 5th inning for Detroit. He's facing Johnny Damon now with 1 out. Way high, 1-0.
Johnny has had a very difficult time of staying back on the Davies changeup. He has swung and missed on several of those change pieces here tonight. He struck out his first time up on a changeup.
Heater that time, and he threw it by him, 1-2.
Well, he's got Johnny talking to himself right now. early on the changeup, late on the fastball, just kind of caught in between.
Two and two.
This next pitch will be the pitch that he feels like you can get him out with, which could be the changeup once again. That last fastball was just a show me fastball. He didn't try to throw a strike with that pitch.
Bouncing ball to short. And Damon is out. 2 gone. Johnny 0 for 3 tonight. He's going to bring up Cabrera, who started the 3-run rally in the 5th with a leadoff single. It was the first Tigers hit of the night. Cabrera reaching 120 RBIs now for the second time as a Tiger. In fact, the last Tiger that drove in 120 runs more than one season was Cecil Fielder, and that was back in the early 90s. 90 through 92.
The scary thing about Cabrera, he is not even as good as he's going to get. He is right in the prime of his career at age 27.
A mile-high pop-up. Shallow right field of Elis. And that is that. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 7th.
Us Friday for the start of a 3-game weekend series against the Minnesota Twins. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Tigers Live, followed by the game at 7. It's always presented by Bell Tire. Friday evening on Fox Sports Detroit, and it's in HD. And what a pitching matchup we have there.
Liriano 14 wins, Verlander 17 wins. And both the ERAs in the mid-3s. Awfully good. Here's a bunt. Back to the mound. Scherzer bobbled it momentarily, then threw it away. Blanco heading to second. Bosch's throw will be tardy. And so Gregor Blanco ends up at second base.
On Friday, Tigers pitchers, boy, they might have to come out and do some PFPs. Pitching and fielding practice. They made a couple of errors in the last few games. And here's one by Scherzer. First and foremost, if you just pick it up, you can get the out. But he kind of panics once he doesn't pick it up cleanly, and then he threw flat-footed in. Well, we got to show you the couple from last night. The first one was Galarraga. He also threw flat-footed, and he airmailed Cabrera, and Figueroa also made a miscue in that ball game last night.
Shades of the World Series in 06. Swing and a miss. Hit and an error on that last play. Mike Aviles, the batter. That is only the second hit allowed by Scherzer. Here's the 0-1.
Speaking of that pitching matchup on Friday night, Ron Gardenhire announced today that Francisco Liriano will be his opening day starter when they start the postseason, which is what I think a lot of people expected. And when you've got a power pitcher like that, you've got to throw him in game one.
Yeah, I don't think that's surprising with the stuff he has. That's into left center field. Jackson lines it up. Blanco not going anywhere. One gone.
That's a good play, and the fans are clapping because that's the way Jackson plays. He knows Blanco's got speed, is entertaining the thought of running, so he gets behind this ball, surrounds it, and then gets his momentum carrying him back toward where he's going to throw that ball and makes a very firm throw to third base. That's textbook right there by a real good center fielder.
Blanco holding at second base. Here's Butler. Scherzer, by the way, now has gone 6 or more innings in 20 of his 30 starts this year. In fact, 17 of his last 20. Pitching in the 7th inning here tonight. And he's done really well at home in his last 10. Here's the 0-1.
.96 has been the top fastball tonight for Max. 79 miles per hour with a changeup.
One and two on Butler. Butler was hitting back in the first with a runner at third, 2 outs. Scherzer struck him out, one of the 7 that Max has picked up tonight. Billy now has at least 1 hit in 100 consecutive series, which is a Royals franchise record. Two and two on Butler. Billy's been a doubles machine since the start of the 09 season. 92 two-base hits. And the 2-2. 3-2 on Butler. Only 2 hits allowed tonight by Scherzer. The double by Blanco in the first and the single here in the 7th, the bunt. Rick Knapp on the telephone. Scherzer approaching the 100 pitch plateau. Ground ball left side, deep in the hole, Peralta. He's got time with Butler running, got it. And there are 2 gone. It's up to 97, and that's pretty consistent.
Yes, it is. In any inning, you want to be 16 or below. And he has had 1 in the 6th where he threw 16, and then in the first, of course, he threw quite a few pitches. But every other inning, he's had a really nice allotment.
Here's Wilson Betemit. Strike 1 on Betemit. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Betemit really has had a quite interesting career. He's only 27 still. He's just been around a long time. In fact, he was 19 years old when he was a prospect in the big leagues with Atlanta. And then was the future third baseman for the Dodgers. That didn't work out. He's been traded 3 times in the last 3 years. There's a strike called, 1-2.
do not know what the Royals will do with him in 2011, but he might be one of those guys that's better suited for a platoon role. He can play short, he can play third. Probably has the athleticism to play the outfield if they need him out there in a pinch.
That's what Dayton Moore said, actually, when they signed him. They felt he could be a Mark Teahen type player, play the infield and outfield. Of course, they traded away Teahen to the Chicago White Sox.
And it always helps if you can hit. And Betemit has had a very nice offensive season.
That he has. Betemit over 300 with 12 home runs this year. 1-2. Scherzer trying to pitch around that error here in this inning. Tigers leading 3-0 in the 7th. And he fouled it away. If Betemit keeps it going, Kaihue is waiting on deck. Blanco still at second base. And the 1-2. Check swing, roller back to the mound. Scherzer ends the inning. And they strand a runner at second. Nicely done by Max. We go to the stretch. Bottom of the 7th inning, I would imagine Max Scherzer is a candidate for player of the game tonight. You can vote for your Tigers McDonald's player of the game using your cell phone. Text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338. That's FSDET. Final results coming up post game during Tigers Live, the Tigers McDonald's player of the game. The Tigers trying to build on a 3-0 lead now as we go to the 7th. The bottom of the 7th. Johnny Peralta leads it on.
It's about time for Johnny to get a hit. He came in with really good numbers in his career against Kyle Davies. And usually when you have the kind of numbers that he has, just a tick under 500, you're going to get some good swings at least.
Johnny tonight has a fly ball and a strikeout. And he pulls this one to third right at Betemit.
He did get a good swing.
He's 0 for 3, one gone. That'll bring up Ryan Rayburn. Hit it hard right at Betemit. Betemit was handcuffed a bit by that ball.
He had nowhere to go. He had to stay in there.
Here's Rayburn. Ryan had a single score to run in the 3-run fifth. Rayburn this year has established career highs in hits, doubles, and RBIs. And there's another hit. His second of the game.
Hey, you can visit the official online shop of the Tigers at Tigers.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team merchandise, including official caps, T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source at the Tigers.com shop.
Hey, Kid Rock in the house tonight along with Chelly.
It looks like they've been to the team shop representing the Old English D.
Bosch the batter. Brennan has a 5-game hitting streak going now. Two and 0.
Well, Brennan should get a really good pitch to hit here. You sit on your fastball, and if you get it, you take a really aggressive swing, especially a guy like Brennan that has the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
He ripped it, but it went foul. 2 and 1.
He did get a big hit in this game. It came in his last plate appearance after Cabby and Rayburn singled. He doubled in right center field to drive in both.
Two and 1 on Bosch. The 2-run double now gives Brennan 65 driven in this year. And the 2-1. Big rip. 2-2 on Bosch. And he got him. Strike 3 in the outer edge. Bosch is caught looking.
Davies has had a really nice bender tonight. Backdoor variety with this curveball. Look how he cocks that wrist, gets on top of it, and just spins it off the index and the middle finger with a little assistance from the thumb.
Here's Inge with 2 outs. Another bender. 0-1. RBI single in the 5th inning. That gave the Tigers a 3-0 lead. And Brandon 1 for 2 tonight. 3 hits in the series against the Royals.
In the 88 pitches that Davies has thrown tonight, only 25% have been off-speed pitches.
Swing and a miss. 75% fastballs. That's pretty high.
Well, he's got confidence in that pitch, and he cuts it, he sinks it. He'll run the fastball. He's got a couple of different velocities that he throws that pitch with. Jason Kendall, who started the season as the everyday catcher for the Kansas City Royals, challenged every single one of their pitchers into throwing fastballs.
And there is strike 3 on a fastball. 6 strikeouts for Davies. We travel to the 8th. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. double in the Tigers' 3-run inning, which turned out to be the difference so far. That was the 5th. Scherzer's been really good, and so has Davies. But Davies has given up 3 earned runs, that 3-run 5th inning, and that is the difference here tonight as Max goes back to work, and the first pitch by Kaihue is popped up. Inge runs it down, 1 gone.
Well, let's take a look at the mastery of Maxwell Scherzer in this game tonight. He's picking up right where he left off 5 days ago against the Chicago White Sox, where his stuff was explosive. He's been dominant with the fastballs. He's had great movement with that pitch, and when he gets him looking for that, he'll just pull the string with that real nice change speed. What an outstanding effort by Max Scherzer so far tonight.
And he's facing Betancourt now with 1 out as Casper Wells takes over in right field for Bosch. Here's the 0-1. Only 2 hits allowed tonight for Max Scherzer. And both of them the same hitter, Blanco, who had a double and an infield single, a bunt single. Hey, we've talked about this a lot since coming back from Toledo. We all know what he's done, but the consistency at which he has done it is really kind of eye-popping. The 1-2. There just have not been any clunkers at all. I mean, he's had a couple of starts in which he's given up 4 runs, but even in those games, the Tigers had a chance to win. Here he has given up nothing through 7. Through 7 1/3, actually. 3-2 on Betancourt. Unieski tonight pop up in a strikeout. Meyer on deck. And he lost him. Boy, it's tough to walk Betancourt.
And let's take a look at the breakdown of pitches thrown here tonight by Max. A total of 110 pitches. Only 59% of his have been fastballs. 41% off-speed pitches. So we talked about that a little earlier, the fact that that's what Max has been doing a lot of, mixing in all of his pitches, which means he's not getting hit very hard because he keeps the hitters off balance.
Mitch Meyer has a walk and a fly ball. Two 2-0 on Meyer. Time called now. Avila heads out to the mound. Tigers do have some activity in their bullpen. Jim Leland also coming out. Perry and Schlereth.
Well, Schlereth looked good a couple days ago. Struck out the side.
Looks like he's starting to put it together.
It's all about confidence. He's got the stuff. A couple of former college teammates warming up in that bullpen. They both went to the University of Arizona and were drafted the same year in the first round. How about that?
Pretty impressive, and here they are together in the same big league bullpen. With not much minor league time under their belts.
I bet they got some college stories.
Oh, most of which they probably can't tell. That's fouled out of play, 2 in a row. You got a few of those, don't you?
No, I didn't go to college.
That doesn't matter. You got some stories you can't tell, though, I'm sure.
Oh, my goodness.
Your days in baseball.
You got it. Lots of fun. Lots of stops. Met lots of nice people.
The 2-1 is low. 3-1 now on Meyer.
114. So Jim continues to stretch Max out here in as far as pitches thrown last few starts of the year.
We fouled away. 3-2. Scherzer threw 121 pitches in his last start. That was not his season high. 123 was. And the 3-2. He got him. Strike 3. Meyer is out of there. Make it 8 strikeouts for Scherzer. How's he dealing?
Meyer must have been looking for a changeup or a slider because he got a fastball right down the middle at 92 miles an hour, and he couldn't pull the trigger.
Jim Leyland will pull the trigger. He's going to the bullpen. And it's going to be a wall-side windows pitching change. 116 pitches into this start. Scherzer gives up the baseball, and he gets a standing O as Perry comes in. Eighth inning, Max Scherzer, what a job tonight for the Tigers right-hander. 7 2/3 so far, 8 strikeouts, and he's responsible for the man at first base. And the new pitcher is Ryan Perry.
And that's exactly what Perry would like to do. He would like to strand that runner right at first base. And Perry's been okay at stranding the inherited runners he's received this year. 31 he's been given, only 7 have scored. And a lot of times that's really the only way that you can measure what guys that pitch in the 6th and 7th and the 8th innings do. It's how many of the other guys' runs do they allow to score when they come into a game, because obviously that doesn't reflect their earned run average.
1-1 on Lucas May. Well, really only other stat that you can look at for those guys are the holds. But the percentage of runners scored really is the big one. Ooh, that one fooled Avila.
He get crossed up. He sure did. Nobody on second base. That's rare. He got lucky to get glove on that ball. Take a look at this. He was looking for a breaking ball and somehow got his glove on it. And had he not gotten his glove on that ball, Dale Scott would have got smoked. He's a home plate umpire. Boy, he's thanking Avila right now. He already got hit once today.
Yep, he got smoked once already. Way back in the first inning. 1-1 on May.
Something you don't see very often, though. You see pitchers and catchers miscommunicate when there's a runner on second base, when they're going through different signs. They don't usually just put down the one finger. They go through a series of signs and when there's a runner on second, but not with a runner on first. You don't see guys get crossed up very often.
Got him, strike 3, and Perry carves up May to end the inning. Nothing doing here in the 8th. Perry and Scherzer combine to keep it 3-0. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Wallside Windows. For a free in-home estimate, call 1-800-521-7800. And by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Great night for baseball here in downtown Detroit, and a good night so far for the Tigers. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, they lead 3-0. Alex Avila leading it off, and then Austin Jackson and Will Rhymes. Kyle Davies is still out there as he throws here in the 8th inning. Avila is 0 for 2. Davies himself pitching a fine ball game. The 3-run 5th inning, the difference tonight. It's pulled on the ground right to the first baseman, Butler. One gone. Hockey Town, you can see the Red Wings face every Original Six team at the Joe Louis Arena with a partial season ticket plan. Design a 9 or 19 game plan to fit your schedule for as low as $225. Call 313-396-7575 or visit DetroitRedWings.com. Here's Austin Jackson. Jackson 0 for 3. Fly ball, ground ball, strikeouts. That's fouled back out of play. 1-1. Royals will have the top of their lineup when we get to the 9th inning. Shot to right field, base hit. Jackson goes the other way and has a 1-out single.
That is so classic Jackson this year. He has utilized the entire baseball field, and that is one of the reasons why the batting average has been right around 300 all year. He gets that front foot down. It's firm. That allows the bat speed to be generated through the strike zone, and the bat angle created shows you why he hit that ball to right field. 53 to right, 66 up to middle, and 53 to left. It's a nice looking spray chart there.
Especially for a first-year big league player. Makes it extra special. Will Rhymes, the batter, with 1 out. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's popped it up in his last 2 at-bats.
Davies has got a pretty quick move. Pretty quick move. You don't see many right-handers with quick moves, but he's got a decent move for a right-hander.
Way outside, 1-0 on Rhymes.
Jackson looking to score 2 more runs, which will give him 100 on the season. And that will put him in some real special company as to some other feats he's been able to accomplish this year. And here it is. MLB rookies since 1901. He has all the other ones. He has the hits, he has the doubles, he has the triples, and the steals. 2 runs shy. How about Minnie Minoso on that list? He's played in every decade.
Yeah, he was incredible. Our good friend Juan Samuel is on that list.
Yeah. Nomar, Handley.
Runner bluffing, and it's popped up. They've gotten Rhymes to pop it up in each of his last 3 at-bats. Benamid hauls it in.
Well, if Jackson's entertaining the thought of stealing now, he's got to be aware that Ned Yost might pitch out on one of these first 2 pitches. Especially if Ned Yost feels like Jackson's going to try to steal that base.
And there's your pitch out. But he wasn't going. He almost threw that ball to the backstop, too. So now let's see if Jackson's going here after a pitch out. He's holding, and it's swung out and missed.
Johnny cannot stay back on that changeup today. And it must be a really good one. And he must be throwing that changeup from the same window that he's throwing his fastball and his curveball from. And Damon just out in front of all of them.
Runner goes. Here comes the throw. No chance. It's 25 steals now for Austin Jackson.
He has the green light. He can go whenever he wants to, but on occasion Jim will stop him. But he had several different reads over at first base. He was there for the entire at-bat of Rhymes, and he picked up something which allowed him to get a really good jump. It really wasn't close.
Two and one on Johnny Damon. Make it 2-2.
Jackson has the ability to steal about 40 bases if he stays healthy with his speed, as he learns the opposing pitchers and their moves. There was a stretch this year where he was, I forget the number, but he was stuck on 16 maybe for 3 weeks. He just wasn't running. Been running lately, though. And very efficient, too. Does not get thrown out very often.
He's been caught only 5 times, so 25 out of 30 this year for Jackson. And really, this is a Tigers team that has been starving for some speed over the last couple of years.
3-2. The complexion of the game of baseball has changed. It's gone from being a power game to having a few table setters and just a sprinkle of power in your batting order.
Ripped down the right field line. Foul. Three and two on Damon. Tigers have a day off tomorrow. Then Minnesota comes in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Leland trying to hold on to a victory here tonight to put his team 2 over the 500 mark again. They came in at 76 and 75. Again, the 3-2. Lifted to left field. Oh, he started in, and now Blanco can't recover. That'll get a run in. Damon will go to second. And that gives the Tigers a 4-0 lead.
It really doesn't matter where Blanco is playing against the Tigers. In Kansas City a couple of weeks ago, he got burned a couple of times with balls hit over his head. This time he got caught playing Johnny Damon too shallow. He took a couple of steps in and could not recover. And Austin Jackson scores his 99th run of the season.
Johnny Damon safe at second with a double, safe and secure. New York Life. 4-0 Tiger lead. A 2-out, 2-base hit by Damon, his 48th RBI of the year.
Don't know exactly what that visit was about as far as Ned Yost and his entire infield was. It could be one where they're going to walk Cabrera, or it could have been where he was taking the temperature of Davies to see if he still had some stuff in his tank. It looks like it was to walk him.
Another intentional walk for Miguel Cabrera. He has seen a lot of this type of treatment this year, especially in the second half. That's 31 intentional base on balls.
I think Joe Mauer of the Minnesota Twins has received 14 intentional base on balls, and he is second in the American League.
So Cabrera again has the bat taken out of his hands. There is ball 4. So Cabrera now is just 3 shy of Ted Williams for the single season lead. Now this stat has been kept only since 1955. Ted Williams since that time had the most at 34 in a season. Of course, we don't know how many times Babe Ruth was walked intentionally.
We do know how many times Barry Bonds was walked, though, in 2004. 120. It's amazing.
It's a ball low. Pujols leads all of baseball over in the National League. Albert has been walked intentionally 35 times. Peralta the batter. Two balls, no strikes. Line drive caught by Betancourt. Ooh, that one knuckled on him. It looked hitting over. Tigers get a big run in, though, and an insurance run as we go to the ninth. Tigers as we go to the top of the ninth inning. New pitcher on now is Phil Coke.
Well, Phil Coke gets the opportunity to close out some games here down the stretch for the Tigers. Jose Valverde had an MRI a couple of days ago on his ailing elbow, and he has some tendinitis, so he's not available at this point in time. But Phil Coke is able and capable of closing.
Here's Papa Grande. He's going to watch this ninth inning here, hoping Coke can put this one in the win column. And it'll be the top of the lineup. It'll be Gerard Dyson leading it off, and then Gregor Blanco and Mike Aviles. They've kept Dyson off the bases tonight. He's 0 for 3. First pitch backs him out of there. Fastball at his belt. 1-0 on Dyson. Fouled away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
If you weren't with us last night, we told you that Dyson is a remarkable story. In 2006, he was a 50th round draft choice by the Kansas City Royals. And when you're an area guy and you're lobbying for one of your guys to get drafted, and you get a guy drafted in the 50th round and he makes it to the big leagues, good for you.
That's almost grounds for having a party.
Well, I mean, because that's exactly what happens. I mean, you have those last few picks, and you just kind of go around the room and you talk to all your area scouts, and all the area scouts kind of plead their case for a guy like Gerard. And apparently his area scout did as much, and they took him in the 50th round, and at age 26, this kid is in the big leagues.
Well, here's some perspective on the odds that he was fighting. In that 06 draft, 1,475 players were drafted ahead of him.
Man, oh man. It's a wonderful story.
1-2. Bouncing ball again to the right side. Rhymes asked to hurry. Dyson 0 for 4 tonight, 1 gone. Going to bring up Blanco. The Royals tonight have only 2 hits, and Blanco has both of them. Scherzer was again outstanding tonight.
The Royals came into play today having gotten 31 hits in the first 2 games of the series, albeit 28 of them were singles. But Max was up for the challenge tonight, and he dominated a really good offense, a good hitting ball club.
Is that right? 28 of the 31 were singles?
Yes.
Wow. Well, we kind of figured tonight it might be a little bit of a different story for the Kansas City offense going up against Scherzer. That's flared into shallow left, and a diving try by Rayburn. He cannot get it, and there's another hit for Blanco. That's going to be his 3rd of the game. Rayburn gave it all he had. Two singles and a double for Gregor Blanco. Here's Aviles. Oh for 3 tonight for Mike Aviles. First pitch at the knees, but a touch low. That's chop foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Final meeting of the season between these two teams. Tigers 2 outs away from getting a win here tonight, and that means they will have won 10 of the 18 between these two squads this year. Good pitching matchup tonight between Scherzer and Davies. Scherzer got the best of him. 1-1. Bouncing ball to short. This could be 2. There's 1. And safe at first base. Close. Aviles beats it out to keep it going. That'll keep it alive for Billy Butler.
And the only thing that allowed Aviles to beat this play out before Rhymes could get the ball to Cabrera was the fact that he was lunging for that ball, and he already had taken 1 step down toward first base.
So here's Butler. He's 0 for 3. Strike one.
Butler has about a 19-game hitting streak on the line against Tigers pitching here tonight, I believe. 19 straight, I believe.
Needs a hit here to keep it going. Runner going. Swinging a drive deep into left field, way back. This ball is up, and that ball is gone.
The difference in turning the double play is a 4-2 ball game. And Billy Butler continues his assault against Tigers pitching. He's running around the bases like Babe Ruth. Real slow today.
15th home run of the season for Billy Butler. A 2-out, 2-run shot, and now it's a 2-run game. Cope knew it. So the inning is still alive. The game is still alive. 398 feet on that home run. And here's Betamit. They need one more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Strike one. That extends Butler's hitting streak to 8 straight. Only the 4th hit tonight for the Royals. That one left the ballpark. That's back out of play, 1-2. So Coke now 1 strike away from nailing this one shut. And a crowd of better than 24,000 tonight making some noise. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss has struck him out. Tigers win 2 of 3 from Kansas City. A 2-run homer by Butler made it close here in the 9th, but the Tigers hold on for a 4-2 victory, and Max Scherzer gets the win. He was brilliant tonight.